right, y'all, we are back. We are back. Let me get you guys situated here. Let me make sure you guys can see. Let's get this out of the way. And let me just check. All right. So we are good. Hold on. All right. I think there we go. All right. So how are y'all doing today? I got my very first, what do you call it? Sterling ink. It comes in this beautiful envelope that says Sterling ink, and it gives you a little window so that you can see a little sneak peek of what you got. So this is my very first subscription. This subscription was only $35, free shipping. So as you all know, I bought Astology, my very first A5 Astology. I am a B5 person. When I discovered B5, I fell in love with that. So I've really kind of gravitated toward that, and I really don't use A5s that much, except for the ones that I already have, you know, like for my Planner Perfect and Planners Anonymous, stuff like that. But most of the time it's a B5. So I decided that I am going to use these in my Stalogy. All right, so let's check this out. All right, so we have, okay. There we go. That's, all right, let me see if I can lower you guys. Let's see if I can lower you guys down. All right, so this is, so that you have like a living room, a window, and there's the carpet. See, can you see? Okay. I'm just a little nervous. All right. So I don't know if this is a freebie or what it is, but, and then you have these little pretty little decos. Okay. And then we have another sheet of little images, tiny little images. This is like somebody's, like a house type thing. And then you have these florals. Again, look at that. Is that not gorgeous? All right, so that's what that looks like. And again, we have these pretty images, landscape or whatever you want to call it, and we have these florals. So these are pretty nice. Just make sure. Okay. All right, and then we have something in this little envelope. I don't know if these are freebies or what they are, but they are some cute little things here. So we have that, and then we have these little thingies right here. November. So this is November. Some more November stickers, and then this, just a little card. It says, share your sticker spreads from the monthly collections by tagging us on social media so that we can get all that, we can all get some inspiration. Awesome. So I will tag Sterling ink in this. Okay. So, like I said, that is that, y'all. And this is my very first subscription to Sterling ink. You guys know that I have loved Sterling ink for a long time, but at that one time, I didn't need, there were certain things that I didn't need. So let me, hold on a second. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that this was in because I have a table that has a different kind of edge on it, and it's really hard to get it to stick. All right, but I did. So there we go. So this is the November kit, and this is the full kit, not the, you know, these are so cute. And I love the quality of the graphics on here. So this is not the deluxe kit. This is the full kit. And look at that. You get a lot. I mean, really. All right. And then look at this. Look at that. I'm loving this. And see there's your numbers. Right there. You see? Okay. So let us open this up. I should have got my little letter opener or my little knife, but I think I can get it. All right. Let's see here. Alrighty, so this is so beautiful. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? This is your vellum. Oh, I look for that is definitely going in my Stalogy. Definitely. All right, so let us move that over. And then here, look at this. Fancy script. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Look at that. So you've got your days of the week. Very fancy. And look at this. You've got this. And now we have, oh, you can use this cardboard. You know, those paper crafter people. All right, so let us, wow, look at this vellum. Oh my Lord. Sterling ink. Who else? Who else would? Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. You know, y'all, this reminds me of London. This reminds me of The Never Ending Story. Remember the bookstore, the bookshop, whatever. Wow, this is beautiful. There's your first sheet of vellum, and then here is your second sheet of vellum. I like how they even put a white cover, so if you're filming, you know, you can be able to show it to people. Look at that. I saw florals like this in Happy Planner a long time ago, and I still have those florals. And you know what? That would match perfectly with this. And I got a bunch of them. So this works out really good. This gives me an idea for an excellent spread, plan with me, all of that stuff. So, wow. This is pretty gorgeous. I love this. I love the feel of this. Is really velvety, soft. Think of Live, Love, Posh. You know, when they give us the cards, that's what it feels like. Super duper soft. But I love this. I'm so glad that I subscribed to them. $35 for the full subscription. I have had people recommend Sterling ink before, and I've purchased from Sterling ink before, and I filmed it, so it's one of my older videos. But this is my very first subscription with them, and I am very, very pleased. Very pleased. This is so generous of them. You know, I love this. So we have a little bit more coming. I bought some stuff from Amazon, Mojo Jojo Plans, the scalloped jewel tone boxes, and I'm going back to these. I purchased 2. So when the next one comes, this, I don't know what size this is. I'm going to call this an A6 size. I think that's right. I'm going to call this an A6. It's like a 4x7 or 4x6. It's a tiny little book. And I never liked writing on this type of paper. This type of paper is only for certain type of ink. But I am getting back into this because I have rearranged my journal shelf. And I've gotten rid of mostly all of my A5s. All of the ones that I really just have no use for anymore. All of them are out into the dining room. So, and it's crazy, but it is. That's where they are. And if there's anything inside of them that I really want to save, I can cut it out and tip it into another book. But that's how serious I am. I'm totally B5. Unless it is one of these little journals, because these journals are like 60 bucks if you get it in a B5 size or an A4 size. It's not, I'm not paying that, you know, because there's no inner pockets. I have to put a pocket in. You can't put stickers in. Most stickers don't stick on this type of paper. So, I really just want to stick to B5 size. Now, when it comes to books that are inside of a cover, like a traveler's notebook, that is going to be B6 Slim or A5. I'm definitely keeping my B6 Slims. Absolutely. I love that size. So B6 Slim and B5. Those are my favorite sizes, but I will not get rid of the A5s that I currently have. I've invested too much in them and I'm happy with them. But as far as any more A5s, I'm done. It's either B6 Slim or it's going to be B5. But these books here, I'm making room for them on my shelf. And they are definitely, I would say A4. No, A6. A6. So hold on, don't go anywhere. In this next clip, I will show you the A6. Now, I don't know, it might be an A6, it might not be, but I'll show that one to you. What else did I get? I can't remember. I got a bunch of stuff, but most of it is not stationary stuff. So I probably won't even be showing that, but the stationary stuff, the journals, I will definitely be showing you guys that. And all it is just things for around the house, things for the cat. I bought more of these nails that I did a short on, so bought more of these nails. I really like these. And I bought them, and I bought some pens. Now I'll probably share the pens if I don't forget. And I bought 2 of these vintage journals. That's all that I can think of that I was going to share with you guys. The journal, it's just one pen. So I don't know if I'll even throw that in there, but I do want to share with you the journals because I really like them. And like I said, I wanted to get the A4 size, you know, like the 8.5 by 11 or 9 by whatever. But it's like, I'm not paying 60 bucks for that, you know. So I just said, let's just do the A4. I mean, the A6. I keep getting them mixed up. Let's just do the A6. These are tiny. It's a good feel in the hand, you know what I mean? So hold on. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. And here is my newest journal. I got one more that I'm going to show you. All right, so here it is. And it smells like perfume. Oh my gosh. It smells like vintage leather, but it's like you can smell the ink. And it has a very, very floral smell. And I don't know if they did this on purpose or not. But I think this is so cute. Look at that. Alright, so we're opening it up. And that's how... Let me move my drink. So this is, it's like the old one, the other one I just showed you. I like how that lays kind of flat, right? I don't know, but I will try to stick a sticky pocket in here. But to be honest with you, there's really no reason to, because stickers do not do well on here. They don't, but some of them do. So I really wouldn't be storing anything in these books. This is just really minimal decorating. But the one that I showed you a few minutes ago, I didn't open it. I apologize. But that was, I did show you the inside of it in a previous video. And the planny thing stickers stuck in it really good. And it was a beach theme. So you can get some stickers in here. But this is good for fountain pens, real thick 1.6 ballpoint pens, flares, you know, like the Papermate flare. So I don't think I'm going to stick anything in here. But I will need a place. Let's see if I can grab a pen off this carousel. So a pen could go right in there like that. And you could still get it to close. That's kind of high up. All right, let me find another pen. Let's see how this one would look. Okay, this one fits in there really good. Yep, that fits real good. I would not use this pen in it because this pen, let me get one that hasn't, hold on one second. All right, see, this is very fine ink. I mean, you can use it, but fine ink with me, it just, I don't like it. Let's see, this pen, this is 1.6. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so there's a 1.6 in blue, and so that's not very attractive, but black would be better. And let me look on my carousel here. I don't have, nope, there are no black pens in the bold ink on there. So, but that just gives you an idea of what it feels like. But yeah, I think the best thing would be to put a slender pen like right in the middle here. Let me go get a flare. Let me go get a Papermate flare. And let me see if I got another flare. You could even use a permanent marker if you wanted to. I am looking, y'all. And I don't see another flare. And I know I got a bunch of them. Wow. I got a bunch of flares, and there is no reason why I should be able to find them. Okay, here's one. Okay. I am back. So let's see what this flare looks like. Okay, let's go back here. It's right over this. Wow. So I'm not too impressed. Papermate flare. So this is a fine point flare. We need, hold on, I'll get a better one. Okay, so here is another Papermate. And I kind of like how that shows up better. So I'm just going to put that in there and see how that looks. Okay. So this is pretty thick, 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 thick. But for, you know, for something like this, let's see. All right, that sticks out pretty far. So, yeah. This is definitely an A5. I mean, A6. This gotta be, because it is so. I just want it to fit in there. It's not. So, you know what? For this one, you know, I may like the Papermate flare on here, but it is not going to be, I would want something like that. But then that's up high too. Because you want a pen, I could try and glue or tape down a pen loop, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. But I will find something that will work. But like I said, a short pen would be the better get-go. See how that only comes up that far? That's so much better. So I would recommend this kind of pen, or let me see, I got another one that is short. Let's see here. That's even shorter, actually. And it is bold ink. Let's see here. Now that's weird. Let's see. This is a Papermate Profile. Oh yeah, see that writes really small, soft. But that's weird that it doesn't. But let's look at the size. So that sticks out not as much as this one sticks out. Let's see. Okay, so they're about the same. They're about the same. All right, so I love this. I really love the smell. So if you got a nice small little pen that you can stick in, a short pen that you can stick in, it would be better than just putting it there. All right, so let's move on to the next book. Hello, everyone. I'm back. And it is Sunday night, and tomorrow we leave. So most of the bags are in the Jeep, ready to go. We just got 1, 2, 3 bags that need to go down, but that will have to wait until tomorrow. So we are ahead of the game. And it was stressful because I had to plan everything. That's what us wives do. We do all the planning, but I ain't driving. This is just my electrolyte water. So I've got a grocery list here. Let's turn this on. Okay. Of things that I do want to get. Let's see. So we do want to DoorDash and get bacon and eggs, blackberries, and sliced cheese. And yes, I eat blackberries on keto, but I don't eat any more than 6 to 8 blackberries, because 6 to 8 blackberries there's no net carbs. 10 blackberries is 1 net carb. So I like to keep it under. And then we was gonna need the Berkeley water, but now we won't need Berkeley water. We already got some. So I just need scallions, the zero juice, the tortillas, maybe his Jamaican patties, maybe his frozen pizza. We definitely already have his oodles and noodles, keto ice cream bars, zucchini. Okay, we got scallions on here twice. All right, and then pork rinds. All right, I need to write this list over. Let me just grab one of these. All right, but I need to sit down because, y'all, oh my gosh. Let me get myself straight here. All right, so I'm actually sitting at the head of the table. So I don't have my chair seat pad. It's in the other one. I don't feel like getting it. It's not that bad. And I can prop my leg up. All right. Okay, so let's go over this together. This is from DoorDash. And we need eggs, bacon, blackberries, and sliced cheese. What else? Avocado mash, pork rinds. Okay, so this is my DoorDash thing. That would be for what we would need for breakfast. And the Minute Maid, zero sugar. And we usually like it's got to be like orange, or it's got to be papaya or pineapple, something like orange juice. Let's see. So that's breakfast. Okay, and now we're gonna do what we would want for lunch. For lunch would be Mission zero net carb tortillas. Wow, what could I put in? What would I need that for? That's a really good question. All right, how about ground beef? Ground beef. And we already have the lettuce. Okay, so we would need tomato. We already have lettuce, so we would need tomato, and I can dice that up. Let's see, Skinny Girl, Skinny G, dressing. And that would be for lunch, and I would have like a side of pork rinds. And then I would have the lettuce on top. Okay, so over. This pad came from Plannything. It was in a subscription. All right, and so now we're gonna do dinner. And dinner is gonna be, we have the chicken breast. I mean, we have 2 rotisserie chickens. So, zucchini and what is it? Cauliflower. I know I spelled that wrong, but whatever. Cauliflower. So for dinner, it's going to be cauliflower, zucchini, scallions. And all that will be cooked in butter, and we have all those things. So we brought a little bit more this time. you know. And so that would be dinner. And then snack would be keto ice cream bars. Jamaican patties. That's for my husband if that's what he wants, or frozen pizza. And we'll put a question mark. And I'll kind of just like bubble this because I need to ask him if that is what he would want. Everything else is packed. So I'm glad I got this straight. And I need to put this in my, and I'm going to write Dollar Tree. And the reason why I did that is because we always stop at Dollar Tree before we get to the hotel so that he can get junk food. Okay. Man, I hope I see this. All right. Because I go right into that store, y'all, and forget all about it. I'm telling you the truth. And I would forget all about it. All right, so let's get into this part. This was the stuff that I got in the mail today. I know a lot of you like my nails, and I thank you, but I went to ordered this on Walgreens. Look at all of these, before I get to this, all of these boxes of nails, and I have more, because they were only $5. These are the Kiss Acrylic Natural, and what I do, that's what I have on right here. And they're very, very, very hard. I mean, very hard. They're my favorite because I don't have to put any dip over top to make sure that it stays, you know, hard. It makes me feel more like salon. And all I did was just put gel polish on and made my own thing. That was all I did. The only thing I don't like is that when I was eating steamed shrimp today, I noticed that the sauce really did stain the inside of the nail. As you can see, this one is like really stained. So I had to take acetone to kind of clean in under there. But I am going to shower tonight. So hopefully that'll get the rest of it out. But I don't like that stained yellow look. And the other nails that I've worn, I didn't have that problem. Once I washed my nails, it came off. So this is what this is. These are at Walgreens for $5 and some change. But they are also on Amazon. So I did subscribe and save. And they are very, 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 very square. I mean, they're very long and very, very square. See that? So what I do is after I glue mine on, I just take and clip, you know, it to a more reasonable length. And then I, you know, file it on the sides in one direction to give it more of a coffin look, and then kind of smooth the edges. And so now it's not so much coffin, but it's just more of a natural look. That's the way that I get the look that I want. So if you like that, that's where they are. So this was $5, $10, $15, $20, $25. That's a good deal, and I had free shipping. All right, so we're gonna put that aside and go to the next new thing that I got, and this is the journal. I can't lie, I'm a little disappointed because it looked better on the website, but this was from Amazon, and it was only $19 because this is an A6. And this is how you open it. Wow, check that out. That is very unique. That is very unique. So you just put this through here when you're ready to close it, and you draw it in like that. That is so unique. And so you've got a lot of room, you know, you've got room in case, like, if it gets bulky, you know, you still got room. This is very, very soft, like the skin of an animal, like that type of soft. And it makes me feel so bad, but I love this. And it's, again, you have the same paper that I showed you before. This is a little browner. Yeah. But you've got a nice amount of signatures, and there you have it. So very plain. I'm just going to, like, this could easily come out, so I might need to super glue. I might need to super glue this, one of these in, I don't know. But I don't like the fact that it just fell out like that. But even so, you know, you could get some seam binding, and you could absolutely, you know, replace this if it fell out. But I just think that's so unique. Really. And then because it's such a hard leather, you know, you don't have to put a double knot. So there's the back, and there's the front, and then there's that. And like I said, this is a little A size, A6 size. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and we're going to continue with a plan with me, and I will see you real soon. Bye.